cooperation and collaboration and unity among the Muslims is a clear form of mercy that Allah bestows upon them. Whenever you see a community, a society that has this in them, then acknowledge that Allah Azza wa Jal loves them and puts mercy in their hearts. And whenever there is discord, disunity, fighting, then this is a sign of Allah's torment and punishment upon them. The Prophet ﷺ says, Allah, the compassionate one, has mercy on those who are merciful. If you show mercy to those who are on the earth, He who is in the heaven will show mercy to you. Ar-Rahimuna yarhamuhumullah. This mercy has different shades and forms, but it all revolves around cooperation in righteousness and piety. So if a sick man, if someone who's ill, and you visit them, and you give them words of encouragement and treatment, this is mercy. If you find someone who's hungry and starving, and you give them food, you've shown them mercy. If you see someone who's been captive, whether unlawfully or lawfully, whether in debt or for any other reason, and you intercede and you help financially to set him free, you have expressed and showed him mercy. And likewise, if you go to an orphanage or you meet an orphan and you just wipe over their head, this is a kind and a gesture of mercy that Allah Azza wa Jal would definitely have mercy upon you. And this is why the Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, in a beautiful hadith, showing and highlighting the beauty of cooperation upon piety and righteousness. The Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, the most beloved of people to Allah is the one who brings most benefit to people. And the most beloved of deeds to Allah is making a Muslim happy, or relieving him of hardship, or paying off his debt, or warding off hunger from him. The Prophet goes on to say, alayhi salatu wasalam, for me to go with my Muslim brother to meet his needs is dearer to me than observing i'tikaf in this mosque, the Mosque of Medina, for a whole month. To go with your brother and help him in achieving his needs is more beloved to the Prophet ﷺ than to do seclusion and i'tikaf in his own masjid in Medina for a whole month. So this is the most beloved person to Allah Azza wa Jal. He's the person whom Allah assigned him to help people achieve their needs. He helps people by his advice, by his knowledge, by his financial assistance, by his authority and by his reputation, by interceding when this is needed. Does this only for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, not asking for praise or compliment from anyone. And the Prophet ﷺ stated that to execute and to fulfill my brother's desire is dearer to myself than to stay in my masjid in ibadah, in seclusion for a whole month. And the Prophet walked the talk, alayhi salatu wasalam. His whole life is a manifestation of this, helping people. Even the young girl who had mental issues, as the hadith says, comes to him and says, I have something to talk to you about. Set an appointment for me. And he sets an appointment for her. And she comes, she holds his hand, and he walks with her in the streets of Medina, listening to her problem. Young girl who is mentally challenged, yet the Prophet ﷺ finds the time to listen to her.